And let me be unequivocal. There is no threat greater to national security today than the Muslim Brotherhood, the threat of the Muslim Brotherhood. No threat greater in its reach, no threat greater in its ideological influence, no threat greater in its ability to infiltrate, manipulate, and mobilize. This is not rhetoric, it is reality. Other nations are waking up to this threat. Other nations have recognized what this organization truly represents. The world is moving, nations are waking up, security establishments are responding. And yet, Canada is noticeably absent from this international conversation. We cannot afford this silence. Not when the evidence is overwhelming, not when the consequences of inaction are unfolding before our eyes, because here in Canada, CARE has friends and ideological fellows. And Muslim Brotherhood aligned groups across Canada openly declare that they follow the teachings of Hassan al-Banna, the ideological father of modern terrorism, whose ideas inspired Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hamas, you name it, and every major Islamist terrorist movement of our age. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not an accusation. This is their own self-identification. This is their own ideological lineage, written in their own materials, published in their own words. It is our duty to speak openly, consistently, and courageously about the Muslim Brotherhood. It is our religious duty. It's a human duty. It's a national duty, which remains the Muslim Brotherhood, which remains the ideological mother of nearly every Islamist terrorist group operating today. There is not a single major Islamist extremist movement whose lineage does not trace back directly or indirectly to the Muslim Brotherhood. And with all due respect, we should begin to take notice the concerns Muslims have, not just the converts with regards to the extremists, but the very Muslims whose ancestors were those who stood side by our Prophet Muhammad. We're not people who embraced Islam 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago. This is our religion. God spoke to us in our city, in our language. And therefore, when we see an organization, entities such as the Muslim Brotherhood, who do not represent Sunni Islam, because the Muslim Brotherhood is an organization, it is not a sect, not a school of thought. They have their own charter. They have hijacked the two most important words, nouns in Islam, the word Muslim and the word brother. And they have given us nothing but Bin Laden, September 11, down until October 7. It has to be said. So what keeps me up at night is the growing influence of the Muslim Brotherhood and its networks. What keeps me up at night is the silence, the hesitation to confront these movements before they inflict deeper harm on our institutions, our youth, and our democracy. And what keeps me up at night is knowing that Canada has the capacity to lead, yes, lead, yet risks falling behind at the very moment the world is waking up to the dangers of political Islam. It is our duty to confront extremist narratives before they gain ground. It is our duty to shield our youth from radical indoctrination. It is our duty to ensure that no organization hides behind religion to justify violence or destabilize our democracy. And so I say this with clarity and without hesitation. It is time that Canada officially and finally conducts a transparent, expert-led study into the Muslim Brotherhood in Canada. Admit their presence, first of all, and then examine their influence, their funding, their intimidation tactics, and their abuse of religion and hijacking of social causes, and importation of extremist narratives from abroad onto Canadian soil, so we can protect not only Canadian Muslims, but Canadian democracy itself.